I'm Mrs. Delaney and I am a housewife or head cook and bottle washer, please yourself. I was born in Selly Oak in Teemouth Road in 1936, so that makes me 73 now. There was 7 kids, me and my dad and mum. I've got 3 brothers and 4 sisters. My oldest brother used to work at Cadbury's. My other brother worked at the car firm. My other brother worked up at Dudley making the plastic for the roofs in verandas. I worked at Wright Saddles, and I know a heck of a lot of people in Selly Oak that worked there. My sister worked on the buses as conductor.
Which sister?
Joan. My sister Joan worked on the buses as conductor. My other sister, she just started at the dummy factory, Sheila. She worked there. And the youngest sister, she wasn't at work anyway. When we were at work, she was only 13. So we all kind of got on together. But in Teemouth Road where we lived, they used to name it Incubator Street because there was that many kids about. There was 7 of us, then there was the Bullivants, there was 12 kids there, then there was the Commanders, they'd got 7 kids, then there was Shenton's over the road and they'd got 6 kids. So we all used to play out the front when we was kids, and we used to have some blooming good times out there playing. We used to all get on with each other. And my mate next door, Edie Butcher, she's passed away now, she used to learn us all how to dance because she used to go dancing lessons, and she used to learn us how to dance, and taught us to do back bends and handstands and the splits. We used to have real good fun when we was kids. We all used to come home for our dinner over dinner time because she always wanted to do a cooked dinner, and we came home over dinner time and had our dinner. And then when we'd all gone back to work, our mum used to cut a load of sandwiches up, bread up, which was like doorsteps, put it all out on the table in the kitchen. There used to be bread and butter, jars of jam, treacle, nuts, the nut spread that you used to spread on, and then she'd make a big cake and cut a load of cake up so it was all laid out on the table with the cloth over, because she'd gone down the woodyard then to help our dad. So I used to have to get home quick. I couldn't play about like the other kids could. I was at Selly Park School then with Edie and Thal and Maureen and everybody else. But they used to have a play across the park, but I used to have to carry on because I used to have to get home and give the kids their tea when they come in. And they all used to have the tea, then I used to have to wash up, and then the kids would go out to play. But Friday night was the worst night of the week. I hated Friday because we all had to have a bath on a Friday. So I'd have to get the old tin bath in from outside hanging on a nail, boil the water in the big, we had in the kitchen, and fill it up with hot water and bath all the kids. The lads used to do the self. Then they used to have to take the bath outside and empty it and then fill it up again for the wenches. So I used to have to bath Joan and Sheila and Kathleen, and then have a bath myself, and then get them all off to bed. And then our mum and dad used to come back home from the woodyard about 8 o'clock. He used to park his lorry over the road opposite in this bloke's garage. Well, really, it was hard work, really. I mean, I was the oldest girl, so everything fell onto me. I mean, even Sunday morning, our dad used to shout, "Sally, get up and make a cup of tea." He always used to call me Sally, and I hated that name, because my name is Margaret, and I used to say, "Stop calling me Sally," but he never used to. I used to have to go and take them both a cup of tea up, and then rake the ashes out, and I used to hate that, and light the fire. with the bundles of wood from down the yard, and coke and slack. Light the fire, and it would not draw, so we used to have to put a piece of newspaper up. And 9 times out of 10 the newspaper copped a lot and straight up the chimney. Oh, I used to hate it. I used to hate that on a Friday. And then Saturday morning, he gave me and our Tommy, my brother, and our Joan a job polishing the floor. Oh God, we used to have to do that before we went out to play. Our mum wanted it done on a Saturday morning, and there was me and our Tommy and our Joan on our hands and knees polishing the floor. One was putting the polish on and the other 2 was polishing it off. I used to hate that. My dad, he owned a wood yard down in just off Warwood's Lane. I can't think of the name of the road now. And he had a job. He bought that when he came out of the Air Force. He was in the RAF, and he bought that, and he used to do saw logs up and make bundles of wood, and he used to make boxes for JV whites, orange boxes and apple boxes. And I worked down there. The first job I had when I left school when I was 15. He said, "Oh, come and work for me down the wood yard." And I used to love it. I used to make bundles of wood on a little machine, pull the wire tight and wire them up, and I used to help to make the orange and apple boxes and wire them and stencil them. And then he used to go and deliver all his boxes to a place, to JV White's in Coventry. And he used to go around selling the bundles of wood. And then he started to make sheds. And they were really nice, they were. But I worked for him for about 2 years. Then I got a bit fed up because all my mates had got other jobs and I never saw them half the time. And sometimes when he hadn't sold anything, I never got any wages. He used to give me 10 bob. He had his 10 bob, and that used to have to last me for a couple of weeks. So in the end, I went and got a job at Wright Saddles, making the saddles. I was working on the riveting machine, riveting the saddles. I used to love that. And there was quite a lot of us from out of Teignmouth Road that was working down there. So we was kind of all mates together for years. Well, my friend I worked with, she lived next door. That was Edie Butcher. And then there was a girl up the road that lives about 5 doors away, Pauline Davies. She was my mate as well. And then at Wright Saddles I met this other girl named Thelma, and me and her are still mates now. And we write to each other and send each other Christmas cards and birthday cards. And my other friend is Hazel Griffiths. Well, it's Hazel Wilmot now. She's a friend of mine as well. We work together. And we used to go out with each other. We used to go to the pictures up at Cottridge. And we used to put this, in the summer, we used to put this blooming sand on our legs to make our legs brown, and we come out the pictures the one night. We was walking down to her house, which was in Francis Road, and it started raining, and when we got halfway home we'd got all streaky marks and mud in our shoes because it had washed the sand off. It was terrible, it was.